Hey y'all, what's up? In today's very disturbing episode of Shit I Be Thinking About, this is one post that I really hope reaches thousands. But from what I heard over the last 12 hours or so, a lot of creators are getting their videos stifled and they're not getting all the views that they should. Me being as small as I am, perhaps mine might sleep under the radar, and the 4 or 5 sets of eyes that normally see my videos will. But there's always YouTube. I did this video 4 times in my truck yesterday when I finished up at the range, and it didn't flow unscripted because of my anger, and I didn't really like the ending. So, getting on to the story. This weekend, the Frozen crew again violated a citizen's rights and murdered a man in the streets. These poorly trained D students who didn't make the football team and most likely washed out of the military are living out their LARPer dreams, exacting a convoluted idea of what justice is, violating the limitations of their jurisdictions because they were given verbal permission by Botox Barbie, Greg Farquhar, and the Pillsbury couch fucker to carry out illegal actions with impunity. The people of Minnesota are catching all kinds of hell right now, and I'm wondering, when will the breaking point be? Passivity can only be practiced for so long. I feel like we have come to a point where matched energy is inevitable. Whistles and dancing aren't a deterrent, and there may be some time very soon when aiming something a little more effective than a camera will be necessary. When ICE decides to expand their nationwide tour, Minnesota will be the blueprint. Other states and cities are understanding the assignment. I do not want violence, but we as citizens of the most heavily armed country in the world can only be pushed so far. And if I had to do the math, we outnumber them. Me personally, I'm at the range every week and proficient with every piece of hardware that I own. As these illiterate failed men march into the streets looking to practice their brand of enforcement, things may go very differently in the near future. My only hope is if they aren't given a first-class ticket to the upper room, they're at least returning to empty homes with restraining orders. If you're still supporting these vile pigs, you're worse than they are, and I hope you stub your pinky toe on the bedpost. Before I wrap this up, those of you with stockpiles, just slobbering at the mouth for some action and touching yourselves with a handful of CLP, I have a question that will probably answer itself. Back in 2020, you made a hero of some doughy teenager who crossed state lines with the help of his mother, brandishing a rifle that wasn't legally old enough to have, wandering the streets looking to provide medical assistance, but ended up neutralizing 2 people. Exactly what kind of medical assistance was he providing carrying an AR-15? Yet, this weekend, an actual resident of the same state, with a sidearm he was legally permitted to carry, although he never drew the piece, he was standing up and protecting 2 women, and yet met his demise. You said nothing in his defense. Isn't it what all y'all about? I think I get it though. He was protecting women. And we all know how much you red-pilled, insecure manosphere man babies love women. See? Question answered. I will say this again. The time where passive resistance isn't working has come. Letting this small number of cowards preying on defenseless people committing crimes on and off duty will spark something that none of us wants. We're beyond a divided nation right now and sitting on a powder keg of matched energy about to explode. I'm only hoping that I'm wrong. And that, my friends, is shit I be thinking about. Y'all have a good one. Deuces.